Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a really big question. What is the driving force behind everything from a single cell to a whole society? We're going to explore whether there's some kind of hidden blueprint for autonomy, a set of universal rules that just governs everything that acts on its own.
Just think about it for a second. We see autonomy everywhere, right? In nature, in our economies, and, more and more in our technology. But are these all just one-off, unique things? Or is there some common thread, a shared set of rules that connects them all?
And this isn't just us asking, this is the exact question posed by our source material. It's really the starting gun for this fascinating quest to find a single, unified theory that explains why autonomous things do what they do.
So to really get to the bottom of this, here's our game plan. First, we're going to uncover the single big idea behind it all. Then, we'll break down the 5 guiding principles that actually make it happen. After that, we'll see how all these different layers connect, and finally, we'll ask that huge question: have we actually found a universal blueprint for autonomy?
Okay, before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, let's zoom out for a moment. Let's look at the one big, unifying theme that connects everything we're about to talk about.
So here it is. The most crucial point is this. All autonomous behavior, I don't care if it's a tiny bacterium or a massive corporation, it's fundamentally about one thing: staying organized in a universe that is constantly trying to tear everything apart. It's a nonstop battle against chaos.
All right, so that's the why. But what about the how? How does any system actually pull off this incredible feat of holding itself together? Well, now we're going to dive into the 5 specific factors that make it all possible. First up, and this one is the most fundamental, is viability maintenance. This is the absolute non-negotiable rule of just staying alive and functional. See, everything operates within what's called a viability kernel, basically a safe zone. Any behavior that pushes a system outside that zone, it just gets cut. It gets pruned away. Think about a solar-powered robot. Wandering into a dark cave is a behavior that gets pruned. Moving towards the sun, well, that's the one that gets amplified. Simple as that.
Okay, our second principle is all about self-creation and self-maintenance. It's a concept known as autopoiesis, or organizational closure. It's not enough to just stay alive, right? An autonomous system has to actively work to rebuild itself. So our robot isn't just passively seeking sun. It's using its own energy to actually repair its solar panels, making sure its own structure keeps on existing.
Now, our third principle is called the free energy principle. It sounds really complicated, I know, but the core idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about making the world less surprising. Every autonomous system has a kind of internal model of how the world is supposed to be, and it acts to make reality match that model. To put it simply, it hates surprises. Why? Because a surprise, an unexpected event, means it's in a dangerous or unknown state. So it's constantly working to make its world predictable again.
The fourth principle, empowerment, is really about playing the long game. It's not just about what's happening right now.
It's about choosing a state that keeps the most options open for the future. Our little robot instinctively knows that being in an open field is way better than being in a narrow canyon, because that field offers more potential paths to find the energy it's going to need later.
And finally, our fifth principle. This is where it all comes together, with a big dose of realism. Efficiency. An autonomous system has to do all of this stuff without wasting precious resources. Given real-world constraints like energy and time, it naturally favors the most efficient behaviors. Over time, the wasteful strategies just get eliminated, and the elegant, economical solutions are the ones that stick around. So we've got these 5 principles. How do they actually work together? Well, they're not operating in isolation. Instead, they create this incredibly dynamic system that works across all different scales, connecting the tiniest parts to the biggest picture.
And what this reveals is this beautiful feedback loop at the heart of autonomy. You've got the micro level, where all the little parts are sending information up, updating the big picture. And in return, the macro level goals send rules back down, guiding what those little parts do. It's this constant two-way conversation between the whole and its components. So after looking at all these pieces, what do we have? When we put it all together, have we actually found some kind of universal blueprint?
I think we have. What we get is this incredibly powerful framework that explains the patterns we see in all autonomous systems. Every single autonomous agent, from a cell to a society, is driven by the same 5 basic commands. Survive, self-repair, predict your world, keep your options open, and above all, don't waste energy. These 5 drivers, working together, are the engine of autonomy itself.
And this leaves us with a fascinating, and maybe a slightly unsettling final thought. We've just explored a universal code for behavior that literally shaped life as we know it. So what are the implications, both the amazing opportunities and the serious dangers, when we start consciously engineering these same 5 principles into our artificial intelligence?